In this episode, we're going to look at the Arylic S50 Pro preamplifier. This is a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled media player for streaming content from the web and from your computer and phone, and USB input. Comes with a remote control, has two auxiliary inputs, digital out and analog out. We're going to set this up and see how it performs. Let's check it out. This is a wireless streaming preamplifier, a new product that's onto the market now, and I received this the other day. Actually, I do have some repair stuff to do, but I've got some units sitting here to work on, but they're in quarantine for a few days before I'm going to touch them. But I've had this one here for a few days, so this one should be safe to touch now. That's what I've been doing in this pandemic, is as things have come in to be worked on or to be demoed, I've been leaving them sit for several days just to make sure that there's nothing on them. So here's the unit itself. So in the box, it comes with, of course, the unit itself. This is a nice metal, heavy feeling with good metal screws in the back. On the back we have our two auxiliary antenna inputs, two sets of line inputs and a line output, along with SPDIF and a coaxial digital output. So it's got an optical and a coaxial output. RJ45 LAN input as well as a USB input. We'll go over what all these are for momentarily. Also included in the box, a 3.5 to RCA patch cable. This is for connecting, for example, MP3 players or phones or any device that uses the standard 3.5 output, as well as a standard RCA connection cable to connect to your amplifier, and two antennas for the Wi-Fi. We're going to connect this to my Wi-Fi network. So let me just connect the antennas. We've got a USB power supply and a USB power cord. And of course, a remote control. Batteries not included. I'm going to grab my RCA inputs to my existing amplifier. We'll connect them to the line output on the back. Turn on the amplifier and we'll connect power and see what happens. See whether we get any prompts as we go through setting this unit up. So before I set this up, let's take a look at some of the features that it has. The S50 Pro is a high-end audio streaming preamplifier with network and Bluetooth aptX HD connectivity. Applying the S50 Pro to your current stereo system will enable you to stream music from your smart device, USB, NAS, or streaming services such as Spotify, Tidal, Qbus, and in high resolution by 4 stream apps such as AirPlay, Bluetooth, and third-party compatible apps. Lots of hi-fi hardware components such as an ESS9023 DAC, AKM ADC are implemented to make great sound quality. Adding more units to your home audio system can set up wireless multi-room or multi-zone house audio systems that will give you a totally new and great experience to play and enjoy music. Some of the features: stream your music via network without distance limitations or Bluetooth up to 30 meters. So you can do it through Bluetooth or you can stream over your Wi-Fi network. Has Bluetooth 5.0, Spotify Connect, AirPlay, Qplay, DLNA, UPnP streaming protocols are supported. And you can support streaming from sources from online services, smart device, memory, USB pen drive, NAS, Bluetooth, and of course the line input. And there's an Android or iOS app that's available, which we will have to download. Full function remote control to use without cell phone, so you can control it with the remote as well, as we saw there. Here's our standards. So the wireless network is an 802.11 2.4 BGN network. Ethernet is a single 10 to 100 base RJ45. It has the 5.0 Qualcomm aptX HD Bluetooth. And here's our specifications: 20 to 20 kilohertz, coaxial output, optical output, 1-time RCA output, 2 times RCA inputs. Comes with a 5 volt, 1 amp micro USB input, and our decoding is up to 24-bit, 192 kilohertz. Supports FLAC, MP3, AAC, AAC+, ALAC, APE, and WAVE with a signal to noise ratio of 110 dB. Total harmonic distortion is 0.03%. So first things first, let's get this thing connected. It says I'm going to have to download the app, so let me download the 4Stream. Actually, I might even have the 4Stream app because I believe I've used 4Stream for other products. So let me just check my phone. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put power to the unit by plugging in the micro USB connector on the back. That will power the unit up. Oh, we're going to take this thing apart, by the way, see what's inside it once we get it. Once we get it all going, and there's a light, it'll flash on the front as it's powering up. And now I should be able to just open up the 4Stream application, and I won't find anything yet because it'll probably still be paired to the other one. So I'm going to click on Add Device, and it says go to your phone's Wi-Fi settings and select the Wi-Fi starting with sound system XXXX. So then come back to this app. So the first thing I have to do is I have to go to my
Follow the instructions in the app to finish the setup.
Yeah, and it's talking to me, as you can hear. So I'm going to go to Connections. I'm going to go to Wi-Fi. I'm going to select Sound System.
You are now connected to your speaker. Follow the instructions in the app to finish the setup.
Okay, so now I'm connected. I'm going to go back to the app. So I'm going to go back to the 4Stream app. And now it's going to ask me to connect to a wireless network that I'm going to use. So I'm going to select my network.
Waiting for Wi-Fi connection.
And then it'll ask me to put in my password.
Connected to your Wi-Fi network.
Well, that was it. I didn't even have to put the password in because it would have pulled it from my phone as my phone switched back. So I click Next, and then I give it a name. There we go. Living room. It is now set to the living room, even though we're not in the living room. I'm going to be taking it into the living room and trying it out. And I should be able to name the device. And I'm now connected. And that's as simple as that. Now, if I click on play, it'll actually play the music from my phone through the network. I think that's how it's going to work. Yeah, I can pick up my music here. Of course, if I had any of these other, I don't have any streaming service. Actually, I have TuneIn. So if I go to TuneIn and go to TuneIn local radio, oh, here we go. And I can pick up all of the local radio stations here. So if I pick the Fox, for example, this should play CFox, which it just did. That was easy. And I got to stop it now before they nail me for playing Led Zeppelin. But that's TuneIn Radio. So if I bail out of TuneIn Radio, if I go back, let's see what other ones I can set up here, because I don't have many. I don't have really any streaming apps. I don't have iHeart or any of those other Spotify. I don't go into any of those. But let's just see whether I can add more services on here. Let's see what else I can do on this. This is where I can turn off the built-in services that I don't have. I don't have iHeart or any of these other ones, so the only one that I actually do have is TuneIn Radio. So that one is active now. When I go back here, the only one that's going to show up here is TuneIn Radio. I can select the line in. I can select Bluetooth or line in number 2 just by tapping the button. Now it's on line in. Now it's on Bluetooth, and now it's on line in 2. It tells me which input I'm on if we look at the color display. Line in is green, Bluetooth is blue, line in 2 is a kind of a yellow color. Now another thing I can do is I can click on My Music, and now it will see my system. First of all, I can play directly from my phone, 5,835 songs that are on the phone. So if I click on phone, it'll let me pick whatever I've got on the phone and stream that. I go back to My Music. So if I click on My Music, go to my desktop, and go into my music, I don't have any playlist built on here, but I can search my entire computer and pick anything off the hard drive based on folders. So I'm going to go into my royalty-free content so that I can play that. Once it loads, I'm going to go down to the bottom here where it says folders. I'm going to pick the folder that my royalty-free Music Bakery content is on, right there. And now this will give me a list of all the Music Bakery tracks that I've got. For example, one that I use quite often is, well, here, Action Thriller. Well, that's one I use as one of my openings. Corporate Progress. Let's play Corporate Progress. If I click on that one and then click play, and I can control the volume from here. If I click the next button, it'll go to the next track. Pause. I can go back and pick any track that I want. For example, if I pick Cityscape. So this is, none of this music is on my phone. This is on my computer in the other room, and I can control the volume from it here. Now once it's playing, it will continue to play everything that's in that folder. I should be able to also control it from the remote control. So let's just open up the remote control and load a couple of batteries in it. It takes a couple double or AAA batteries. So let's just load the batteries up. And now I have control of it from here. So I can go to the next track and it'll actually show me on the phone what I'm doing. I'm controlling it here. Again, the volume. Should be able to control the volume from here too, I think. Control bass and treble. Control the bass, treble, flat. This button turns on the light on the front of it. If you don't want to see the light on the front, you can turn the light off and on. Mute. So that's a basic control. Now, not only are you able to play music from your network, which I am in this case. This is controlling, I'm taking this right off the PC in the other room, but as I say, you could also pick your Bluetooth. So if I go back up to here and I go down to Bluetooth, right now I've selected Bluetooth. I can actually only see Bluetooth being really useful for someone who is not connecting this to their home network. You want to play music from your phone without connecting your phone to the network. So in other words, if my phone wasn't connected to my Wi-Fi network and I wanted to play music from my phone through here, I could select Bluetooth mode and pair the phone to the media player and play music that way. Because I'm connected to the network, there's no point in using Bluetooth because Bluetooth has only a range of about 30 feet, whereas on my Wi-Fi network, I can be anywhere in the house and control it. Another option is to have your music on a USB stick. You plug your USB stick into the back of the unit itself. And now if I select USB on here, it'll light up red and I can play music off the USB stick. And it's just going to play whatever's on the USB stick.
Let's do it.
it's going to play it in a random order too, it sounds like. So that's another option if you want to have music playing and you don't want to bother connecting it to your home network. You can always load music onto a big USB stick, have thousands of tracks on here. This would be perfect for like where you just want to use it for background music. Plug your USB stick in with tons and tons of music on it and just let it play. And it will play in any format. Wave, what is it? What did I say? It supports MP3, yeah, FLAC, MP3, AAC, AAC Plus, ALAC, APE, and Wave. So any format on the USB stick, it's going to play it. So that's the options. You can either play through Bluetooth, you can play through your network, either music off your phone or music stored on your PC if you've got sharing set up, or you can play right from a USB stick. Switch this back to Wi-Fi here, and unplug the USB stick. And now say if I go back to the app, if I want to pick something I want to play, go back to my music, I can go back to my server, pick the music, pick the folder, so I can pick any of my folders. So if I go into my music, for example, I can then search out any individual, all artists. All right, this will do everything on the computer. If I go down to folders and I pick one of my music folders, if I go into my music, it's now going to load up all the folders that are on this this drive. So for example, if I go into my jazz, I've got everything sorted alphabetically. So for example, if I go to, say I want to listen to Lee Ritenour, go to L, right, and there's Lee Ritenour there, pick him. I've got all my albums all sorted. So if I want to play something from Sixth String Theory, I can pick the track I want and pick the track I want to play, and it'll play it. We'll stop that before I get in trouble. Again, back to my music, back to folders. If I want to pick my royalty free, which again I can show, go down, that's in my E drive. And here's where I've got the different things, like stuff from Smart Sound, for example. Right, I've got this is more royalty free music that was done with Smart Sounds. If you want to play random, you tap there. That'll give you random. Now it'll play anything. This is an old one. Music Bakery used to be known as Jack Waldenmeyer Music Productions. That was one old one. what I intend to do with this thing is we're going to take this thing apart. We're going to take a look at the inside of this thing, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to hook it up to my vacuum tube amp on my big speakers, and we can see how this thing sounds on a proper system. So let's take it apart and look inside first, because that's one of the things that the manufacturer that sent it to me wanted me to do is they wanted me to open it up. So let's just do that. We'll take the antennas off, and we'll pop the back off it. Okay. That comes off, and then the board slides out. And here is the inner workings of this unit. Nice black circuit board. As you can see, it looks like we've got one of these antennas is for Bluetooth and the other one is for the Wi-Fi. Looks like. Yeah, this is the Bluetooth antenna right there. It says so. This is the Bluetooth antenna, and this one's the Wi-Fi antenna. So here's the Wi-Fi board here, and the Bluetooth is plugged in over here. There's the Bluetooth board over there. So if you're using it only on Wi-Fi, really it's only necessary to have one of the antennas connected. But if you're going to use both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, obviously you're going to have both of them connected. Here's a close-up. The board is a single-sided board, of course, as you can see. Multi-layer board, but it's only components mounted on the top side. Let's get a close look at the components themselves. So it's a nice board, nicely laid out. As you can see the date on here, this is a fairly new product. They designed it November the 20th, 2019 was when this board was designed. So this is a relatively new product to market. It is very simple to operate. So far, the sound I've heard on it has been very good. We're going to plug it into my in-house system momentarily here and see how it performs on that. It's got a nice solid aluminum box. This front panel is stuck on the front, but there'd be screws underneath here as well. But it's got protective plastic on it to keep it from getting scratched. Here's a little closer look at the board. The components. There's the Bluetooth receiver. Again, the workmanship looks excellent. Soldering looks to be very good. This is actually a module. The Wi-Fi module can actually be unplugged from the main board. Now, if this unit looks kind of familiar, I did do a review video a while back on a couple of other products, the up-to-stream amp and the up-to-stream preamp board, which was just a bare board from the same company, from Arylic. I did that a while back, and they've sent me this one. This is now their product, where they've taken basically that board and added some more features to it and put it into a case for those wanting to use it as a component. The other ones, again, were nice, but they are good for someone who wanted to build it into their own enclosure and utilize it, or build it into a speaker. Like the up-to-stream amp had the, I think it was a 50 watt per channel amplifier built in. And that would be fine for somebody wanting to build it into a speaker enclosure and just have a self-contained streamable device. This one here is targeted at those who want to add the ability to stream or play their music files to their existing hi-fi system using their existing amplifier. And this one here is actually going to go into service on my amplifier because for me this is perfect. So these are the speakers I'm going to be using. They are Technics SV7000s. Which are very nice sounding 3-way speakers with a 14-inch woofer, mid-range and tweeter. We'll be powering up through my vacuum tube amplifier, and can't show you my room here right now. My music room is not really set up, as there was a friend passed away recently and we had to clean out their apartment. So my wife brought a bunch of crap from this one of her friends' place. She brought a bunch of crap down and stored it in my living room. So I'm looking at, there's pots and pans and tables and chairs and crap just stacked up here in the corner that has to go. But right now with this whole coronavirus thing going on, none of the places are accepting donations, so I'm going to have to sit on this stuff for a few weeks, then I can get it out of here. But I can play the music through my tube amp and you guys will be able to hear how good it sounds. Anyway, I can play my entire catalog of music. I can put it in random mode and play everything from my phone, and it'll just pick anything at random. And I don't have to have my phone running. Once I pick my whole entire library, put it in random, it will just play in random, even without my phone still connected to the app, which is pretty cool. That's something I really like. That noise you hear in the background that sounds like falling water, that's what it is. That's my aquarium. I made the mistake of putting in a saltwater aquarium about, 15 years or so ago, and I've been regraded it ever since. I've been waiting for the fish to die so I can have a nice quiet room to listen to music, because the sound of that water is quite annoying when you're trying to listen to good music. I actually turn the pump off. If I'm sitting down to listen, I actually turn the pump off so I don't have to hear it. But this sounds phenomenal. You know, it's and I say I got quite the collection of music, as you can hear. Quite the collection of stuff. About maybe 100,000 tracks or something. A lot, anyway. It's could never run out of music at my place, that's for sure. A lot of the stuff was recorded off of vinyl, and then some was on CD, but a lot of it came off vinyl many years ago when I had a big vinyl collection. Before I did a dumb thing and got rid of it all. I digitized a lot of my library, and then I got rid of it. I'm kicking myself for doing that now, I tell you. one thing I did notice is I had a USB stick plugged in that had excessive 10,000 tracks recorded on it in various folders, and the app only showed 679 tracks. So that seems to be a limitation to how many tracks can be stored on a USB stick. Therefore, I think it's probably more suited to playing streaming music or music that's stored on your PC. But the USB option is a good option for someone who wants to play background music and doesn't necessarily have a computer handy with their music on it, or doesn't want to stream. But ideally, streaming from the internet or playing from your PC gives you much more, or even playing from your phone gives you much more flexibility than on a USB stick. But USB stick is available. It works great, just a limit as to how many tracks you can put on it. Anyway, video's gone on long enough. Hope you've enjoyed this. Link to this is in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.